The Flatiron District is a really interesting junction point in the city. There's a pulse on the street now. There's a lot of a new brand of restaurants, stores. In fact, you can walk anywhere you want to go from here. If you walk north, then you're practically at the Empire State Building. Union Square is just to the south. So in many ways, it's a junction of east, west, north, and south of Midtown and downtown.
At that critical intersection, there's a beautiful park, Madison Square Park.
The neighborhood is so dynamic. It is the major culture capital in the world.
Our approach to this building, One Madison, is to create buildings that respond to its environment. We wanted to create a contemporary statement here, a clear icon for the neighborhood. It's a very unique building and very different from many Manhattan skyscrapers. It's very tall, very visible. We're very fortunate that we don't have a lot of very tall buildings around us, so it's totally open and it's going to stay that way for a long time. The glass colors play a significant role in how the building looks. The colors change, very dramatically too with the sunlight on it.
The building is really trying to borrow the best of the neighborhood in its design. 22nd Street, it has an incredibly interesting collection of highly crafted buildings. That sense of detail, scale, which makes for a much more intimate street.
I think a really good choice to have the entrance off the 22nd Street because all of a sudden feel that you're at home.
So when we thought about a materiality, we picked terracottas. It will move light, it will reflect light. It also will give some light and shadow to the building, which gives it some depth. It gives it warmth in a way. You get to enter into the building on 22nd Street. You get to walk through a facade that has the scale of home. In some ways, you get the best that New York has to offer.
As soon as you pass through the portals, the entrance, you have this feeling of decompressing, and you've come into your own quiet, very unique, special world. There's a special marble that we found in Italy that is a backdrop for your arrival. To the left, there's these vertical niches that emphasize the height, and within that niche, there's this canal that provides a trickling soundscape. Amenity spaces in One Madison are really sophisticated and, I guess, exalted level, which totals like over 10,000 square feet.
We go into the parlor room, and the parlor room we're using a kind of very simple material, recycled wood, and it has a rustic nature to it. We also have a fireplace that makes it more casual.
Dining area, basically, it's the ultimate private dining room. This huge, I'd call it a great room, it's a spectacular room for entertaining.
The media room, it's really has a more intimate space.
Steam room, and it's all in glass, like a floating cloud. You have this pool, and above this we have a swooping, arcing ceiling. It really dramatizes views. And the design of those spaces in terms of quality of detail and materials is really an extension of your own home.
I think for us as designers to remember, the most important thing is the view. It's spectacular. It defines the narrative to the apartments. Everything else needs to be a backdrop to that.
Our aesthetic for One Madison goes back to, in my mind, the romance, the classicism of modern skyscraper living.
building has a diversity of views. As it goes through the various levels of the building, the views change, and at every level are spectacular.
These views at different heights respond to different characteristics of different people.
To me, that's sort of classic New York, where you get to have almost like this collage of experiences within one location.
The people who will choose to live here are buying a piece of New York.
I think One Madison is the beacon because it is the beacon to the community, is the center point.
It's the quintessential New York experience to say that you live at One Madison, right in the middle, at the epicenter of everything that's going on. One Madison, the best address to live in your city.